I'll record this. Yeah, if you want to share your screen. Cool. All right, cool. So, all right, so your goal here, we want to register a connection that returns like on-queued assets, basically, correct?
That's correct.
Cool. So yeah, if we look at this register connection documentation, I agree. Yeah, like it probably could use some work to make it more understandable. But let's just jump into code. So over on your code side, I'll just walk you through like some code to write, and we'll see if we can get this working. So one thing I like to do is just like get it exposed to the schema and then worry about resolvers later. So you already have the add action GraphQL register type. So inside that callback, very similar to how you're registering an object type. Below that, like on line 41 or whatever, you can hit enter, and we could do like register GraphQL connection. And then, so this is just going to take an array. And then, yeah, probably put your semicolon so we don't forget. So it'll just be an array as the input.
Okay. So would that be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then the first key, this is the docs list the keys. So we need a from type. So we when we're registering a connection, we're connecting two things, right? So in our case, it's going to be the root query. That's like the root entry point to the entire graph. So that'll be the from type. And then the to type is what we want to connect to. So it could be a post or a page, or in your case, an on-queued asset, or on-queued script, or whatever you want it to be, or a string or whatever. Usually an object. So register GraphQL connection, like you have a type registered above called dog. So just for
I just pulled these from your resolvers. I was just kind of getting familiar with those pieces.
So just for fun, we can look at like registering a connection from the root to dogs. So the first key here will be from type. So you say from type, and then equals root query. Oh, like the PHP array, or like equal
and then
whatever with the arrow. I don't know the name of it.
The arrow function.
Yeah.
Root. And is it root query?
So it'll be and you could capitalize R. It shouldn't matter if it's lowercase or not, but
all right, let's keep it consistent. Oh yeah, here it is, right here.
Yeah.
Right.
So you'll say from type and then to type. So in this case, let's just do dog just to see what this looks like.
Are they in the same? Would this be in the same array?
Yeah. So it's an array of key values.
So we'll do comma and then to type.
Yeah.
For some reason, there's like a lag on my. I guess because it's screen recording.
Oh, could
from
be.
Type. All right, we'll do the arrow function. And then would that be dog?
Yeah, dog. So this is going to connect the root to dog, and this will start scaffolding out like the schema we need. So next thing we need is from field name, and this would be like when you're on the root query, what field do you access this connection by? So most likely dogs would make sense, maybe.
Okay, so from field name here.
Yeah.
And
so
would that be a new array or?
No, same thing. It's still key values within this array.
Okay.
Right after dog.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
There we go. From field name. And what would the field name be in this case? Would it be?
You get anything you want, but probably lowercase dogs would make sense.
Okay.
So that's the field name, like you'll access this connection on the root query by.
Okay.
And then let's see. That should be fine. So then we need resolve. And for now, so it's still inside the array. So resolve will be the key, and then with the arrow, and just have it. The value would be just a function. Yeah, I
Okay, I'm
usually probably
gonna.
separate these to their own line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't realize we were gonna. I was like, all right, there's a way that will make this easier to read.
Yeah. So then, yeah, the next one will be resolve, and we'll write this later, but use the arrow and then say function. So this would just be like a callback. Like actually write a
Oh,
function, like
what
a
the function would be?
yeah, like an anonymous function. So do just the word function, and then like parentheses, curly braces. Like we're actually going to write a function here. Curly
Should I
braces
write?
after the
Okay,
parentheses.
there we
Yeah,
go, and then like echo hello world.
yeah, exactly. So probably we won't want to do yeah, just
A
leave that
return.
empty. Yeah, leave that
Okay,
empty. We'll do a return though, but we'll leave it empty for now.
okay,
And then so resolve node will be the next one we may use. So let's just place it there. And same thing, that'll be a function as well. So just like leave that as a placeholder.
okay.
And then let's see, connection args. So these next two, we for our case we may not need. Connection args would be like, do you want to filter this connection in any way? So like in our case, we're querying. In this particular case, we're querying for dogs, right? So if you wanted to add
Yeah.
any arguments like maybe query for dogs where the breed is golden retriever, right, or like something like
Mm-hmm.
that, where you want to filter the connection. This is where you could register arguments on the connection.
Okay.
So you may or may not have that need. And then
Uh,
connection fields would be if you wanted to expose additional fields. So like when you query a connection, normally you get like edges and node
mm-hmm.
exposed. But if you wanted additional fields exposed at that level, like I don't know, if you wanted to be able to query like dogs total count or something,
Okay.
that would be a connection field that you needed to register. So we'll skip those for now. We'll come back if it turns out you need them.
Okay.
So so with this, go open up like, do you have WP Graphical on your WordPress
I
installed?
do.
Cool. So
Yeah,
just
so let
fire
me make
that
sure this
up.
is still running.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, it's all good.
So just
All
fire up
right.
Graphical and then go search dogs in the docs, like over on the right side. That's, or yeah, you could just start typing there, but yeah.
So dogs. Oops.
Oh, maybe. What did we
Right.
miss? Let's see.
Oh, I gotta save the page.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. Let's try that again. Hopefully,
there
okay,
we
cool.
go.
So there you go. So we got root query dogs, and then so this scaffolded it out like a connection for you. So we now have root query to dog connection. It even sets up like the pagination arguments, so you could query like first, last, after, before. So
Mm-hmm.
you could paginate through a list of dogs. Obviously, we still need to resolve this but if you go over on the left side, like where you have your pages query written, or
Mm-hmm.
or to the Explorer, you can build out a query for dogs now,
Let's see. Yep, there we go.
and then you could say like edges node. Yeah, cool. So it's going to
Yeah.
return nothing because we didn't actually resolve this.
Mm-hmm.
So in resolve, inside that function on line 47, let's just start with like hard coding something. So
Okay.
inside the function, like inside the curly braces, just hit enter real quick. And so let's I believe, if I'm not mistaken from memory, all we need to do, I believe, is return an array of items that match that same shape as a dog. So let's do return array. So just, yeah, return an array.
Uh,
Yeah. And then
okay.
put a semicolon so we don't forget. And then inside this, let's create another array. And this would,
Uh,
yeah, so just square brackets again. And then so the dog type has the shape of name, breed, and age. So let's just mock out some data, like name is equal Fido or whatever. Yeah, I know. You start writing JavaScript and PHP after a while.
yeah, I when I started to do this, I was like, I don't know how to write a variable in PHP anymore because I've been
I
writing
know.
JavaScript all week. It's like my
Yeah.
brain got totally wiped.
Yeah. So same thing
Um,
with the
all
arrow.
right.
Yeah. So whatever you want, just hard code
Um,
some value.
Shih Tzu.
Sure. And then, or that would probably
Um,
be breed, I guess, right?
oh yeah,
Doesn't matter what
breed
order.
name will be Emily, and age.
And that wants the age to be an integer.
Um,
So instead of a string, just give it a, like,
give it a.
outside of
There we go.
quotes. Don't do it in,
Ageless.
yeah, don't do it in quotes though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we want it to be an integer. Cool. So save that real quick and then click the play button again. Let's see if this actually works. Let's see. Comment out the resolve node line on 56. I think that's screwing with us. Try it again. Oh no. All right, what are we missing?
I've had a little trouble with like refreshing data. All right, object. I thought maybe it was I have a object cache on this like install, but it's not active, so that's not a problem.
Yeah, I don't think that should be an issue. Hold on, give me a second.
Okay.
My memory could just be failing me, so I might actually have to look something up. I believe at this point we should just be able to return an array and things happen for us, but clearly something's not working. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Oh, I think I know. I might have oversimplified this. Let's see. Do me a favor. Go inside the resolve function here, or go into resolve node. Uncomment resolve node real quick.
Okay.
I want to see, and then just inside the parentheses, put just any variable, name it whatever you want. Inside the right here,
This one?
because we're gonna get past something here. Yeah, just call it node or whatever. Yeah, so you don't need to set it. Just give it a name.
Oh, okay.
And then inside the
Call
curly,
node.
yeah, that's fine. Inside the curly braces here, do WP underscore send underscore JSON. So this is just like a little debug trick. And then do in parentheses, put node in there. So basically what this is going to do, it's going to just send that JSON that is being passed back up to graphical. So when you click play, we'll see what's getting passed to that. I want to see if this is what I expect. Oh, okay. So something is not working the way I want. Did you save it?
Yes. Yeah, I
Okay.
saved it.
Interesting. Okay, give me a second. I am clearly missing something. All right. Well, good thing is we have the connection in the schema, right? So
Yeah, we got that was actually very easy to add. Surprisingly easy.
yeah, let me see. I'm trying to think what I'm missing here. It's been a minute since I've written a custom one. I thought I could do it straight from memory, but
It's all good.
Okay, so we might have to, hold on, create. Oh yeah, okay. So, all right, that's right. Okay, so I remember what I'm missing. Okay, so I've written some loaders for different types of data for like terms, posts, or whatever. Since we're not, in this case, we're not working with terms or posts, so we'd have to write our own loader. So what, basically, I have these loaders that convert an array into a proper shape that a connection expects. So
Okay.
like if we look at, I'm trying to think here, I'll send a link of the source code real
Is it
quick.
because this return maybe isn't the correct shape?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So we need to pass it to a method that converts it to the right shape.
Okay.
The way I've done it to date, we have this concept called loaders, or sorry, connection resolvers. So we might have to write a quick custom connection resolver. Okay, yeah. Um, Trying to think. I probably have room to make this better, but go ahead and create a new file.
Okay.
Um, and then yeah, you'll have to. So it'll be or I guess you could do it in the same. You could do it in the same file, I guess. It doesn't matter. We just need to register a new class. Ideally, you'd probably do it in another file, but for now, you can do it in here. So
Okay.
do a class like dog connection resolver or whatever, and then we'll convert this to your like on-keyed resources in a minute.
Okay.
So that'll be extends. So we'll extend abstract connection resolver and the namespace for that. So you'll do class dog connection resolver, get rid of those parentheses, and say space extends, and then the namespace is WP GraphQL. So capital WP, yeah, graph, and then capital QL, uh, backward slash data,
Yeah, data is capitalized.
yeah, and then backward
Okay.
slash connection, and then backward slash abstract connection resolver, and that'll be camel case too,
Cap.
like abstract. So this is a class. This abstract connection resolver basically, like you can. There's a method that allows us to get like an array of data, like a raw array of Sparky, the golden retriever,
Mm-hmm.
for example, and then it converts it to the actual shape we need to be a connection. So let's see. Let me tell you what fields we need or what methods we're going to need. Give me 1 second. Okay, so term object. Hold on, I'm looking at one of the simple ones to see what all we need. Okay, so add inside that class, do public static function resolve. So without the yeah
Uh,
resolve
how should
space resolve, and then
is
lower. It
that
can be lower.
capital?
Yeah, lowercase.
Okay. It could be lowercase.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go.
Cool. And then parentheses. And then this is going to get um, 4 arguments passed to it. So inside the parentheses, do $source, $, and then comma, $args, and then comma, $context, and then comma, $info. So, and then you can get rid of that last comma, yeah. And then instead of that semicolon, add curly braces and then a semicolon. So this is going to be an actual function. We're going to write some logic in. So this is I'll show you in a second, but this is going to actually like return that array. So put inside of this, have that hard coded array that we built, have this return that real quick.
This one here.
Yeah, right there. So just copy that.
Okay.
Cool. So this is going to be
Why is this
our.
giving me a unexpected?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you shouldn't need
Yeah,
that.
it's just yelling at me.
Yeah. Okay, so this is where we would write our logic. Like if we were getting something from the database, we would say, like WP query get posts or whatever, whatever, or get
Yeah.
users or whatever. And then we get a raw array of data. And then this abstract connection resolver has a bunch of stuff that takes this array and converts it to the shape we need to be a connection. Okay. So what we can do now is go up where we just cut that array out of in the connection registration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so get rid of that return here. And then let's do create a variable like resolver or something is equal to dog connection resolver. So it'll be capital dog connection resolver. And then it's, I believe it's, hold on. And then it's colon, or no. Oh, sorry. New dog connection resolver. So we're instant. So yeah, new dog connection resolver, semicolon, and then hit enter and say return resolver, and then like single line arrow, whatever that's called.
This one.
With
wait.
Not like we're
this
accessing.
One. Oh, yeah.
We're accessing a
Okay.
method.
We're at the array. All right.
And then this one has a get connection method.
So get.
Sorry, this one will be. I know some is camel case, some isn't. It's going to be lowercase get underscore connection like WordPress style, and then parentheses semicolon. Oh, sorry. Get connection, and then parentheses semicolon. So yeah. So when we create the dog connection resolver class, it extends abstract connection resolver. That class now takes whatever data we get in this resolve method, converts it to the shape that we need to return as a connection, and does a bunch of other stuff. So now we can say dog connection resolver get connection, and now it'll have the proper shape of edges and node, like for very low effort on your part, or it should. So comment out that WP send, comment out the whole resolve node thing again. I don't think we need that right now. I hope not.
Okay.
So save that again and then click the play button again. No, what did we screw up? Oh, add backward slash in front of WPGraphQL on line 80. Yeah, right there.
That?
I think so. Let's, give that a try. No, is that still not working?
Oh, no, it's a fatal error.
Oh, maybe that actually made it worse.
Let's see.
Uh-oh.
No, there's something else.
New dog connection resolver on line 50 needs parentheses before the, so it'll be not new dog connection resolver open close parentheses.
Sorry, you cut out.
Oh, can you hear me? Oh,
you there?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Sorry, it cut out.
I stopped my video for a second. Sometimes that helps. On line 50, add parentheses after new dog connection resolver before the, Try that. If that doesn't work, add that backward slash again on line 80. Huh. Do you have access to error logs? We're doing something wrong, but
yeah, just give me a sec.
Oh, I think I might know.
What's that?
Okay, go back up to the connection on line 50. Okay, so the resolve equals function on line 49. That is very similar to the arguments we pass on line 81. Those 4 arguments: source, args, context, info. this resolve function also gets those. So on line 49 inside the parentheses, let's do source comma args comma context comma info. I think that's what we're missing. And then copy that real quick, and we're gonna pass it. We're gonna pass that to new dog connection resolver. Yeah,
Here
right.
as well?
Yep, exactly. So let's try that. And I still I feel like you need that / on line 80 still. I think. Nope. All right. Yeah, go check your error logs. We're screwing something up.
All right, give me 1 sec. Another screen. Docker.
I wonder, do you have to define that class before you use it if it's in the same file? Like move
Like
that
it's just
maybe
out of order.
I don't know. I usually am set up to use like auto loading, so like I've never even. I don't know if that's an issue.
Oh, I stopped my
Oh, okay.
word.
Yeah.
So I'm
Let's check the
using
error logs
Docker.
either way. Yeah. Okay, cool.
But I started Docker headless, so it wasn't outputting anything. So, but I'm going to restart it with the error logs active.
Okay, cool. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, class not found. Oh, do I need to?
Oh.
Yeah, this is the message here.
Let's see. I wonder if do we have a typo or something in there? Hold on.
GraphQL data.
I think you do need the backward slash. Maybe try with the backward slash and see if you get that same error. If not, let me go look.
Would
And
it be
I'll
this one that also needs it?
maybe.
No, it's just.
I don't think so. Hold on.
25.
Connection. Abstract connection resolver. It looks correct, I think. Do you have any kind of auto loading or namespace set up on your plugin?
No,
Okay.
I haven't. I was just like, I started with just a single file, blank, nothing really fancy, just to get it started.
Here, I'm gonna chat you just to make sure we have the exact same spelling. looks correct.
Let's see. No. So there's this. Should there be a slash between connection and abstract connection resolver?
Yeah, that should be there. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe just for the sake of it, put this in its own file. You should be able to do a class within another file, but maybe move this to its own file and just require it.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I think we're doing it too early. That's why. Okay, so yeah, that's what we're doing. All right, move this class inside. We're registering this class before that abstract class is available.
Okay.
So do inside. Let's move it to its own file real quick. I think that this will solve our problems. So do new file and then just call it like class dog, whatever, dog connection resolver or whatever.
Okay. Class dog connection.
Yeah, so paste that in there. And then inside the, yeah, cool. So put that in there and then go back to your main plugin file or save that first. Yep. And then inside of the register on queue callback or whatever, let's just, at the top of that function, just require this class. You could do this other ways, but we need, because I think what we were trying to register that class before WPGraphQL resources were available. Yeah.
Okay.
So then just, yeah, semicolon or whatever there. Now give it a shot. I think silly mistake. There we go.
Woohoo.
All right. So now you should hopefully be able to play. Oh, still something wrong.
At least we don't have a fatal error.
Get rid of this. Get rid of that // on line 53. On line 53 for dog connection resolver. I don't think we need that. We might, but I don't think we do. That's usually if you are using namespaces. No. All right, go back and look at your errors now. Hopefully, it should hopefully be a different error this time though. Oh, required failed opening class dog connection.php. So do
Am I writing that right? Does it require one? No.
I think you got to do before the single quote, do dir name, or no, you can just get rid of that dot, I think. And the slash, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I think. I don't know. I've only been, no. All right. Still didn't work. All right. So hold on. Let me get, I can tell you what to put in there. 1 second.
Oh, we got something new.
Oh. Okay. Let's see. What does it say? Contains 4 abstract methods, must therefore be declared abstract or implement. Oh, okay. So we didn't implement everything we were supposed to in that class. Okay, that's good news though. We're getting close.
Source, args, context info.
Give me 1 second. So okay. Abstract connection resolver says public. Okay, so oh yeah, okay. So okay. I know. Yeah, inside this class. So we need to implement a couple more methods. I think I went too quick here. Plugin connection resolver. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Post object connection resolver. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. So instead of resolve, change the name in the class on line 4 in the class file over there. Change it to get underscore items as the name.
From this.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
And then you can get rid of those arguments we're passing to it. I was doing this out of order. So it'll just be get items. So this will return the raw items. Then we need another method we need to implement called, let's see. Public. No, that one should be good. Hold on, I'm looking all. Okay, so there's one. We'll do public static, or sorry, public function, and then get underscore query underscore args.
Is this a static function or
No,
just
it won't be.
public?
It won't be.
All right. Function, and then what?
Sorry, get underscore all lowercase. Get underscore query underscore args.
Okay.
And then this one, we just have to implement, and we're not going to use it right now. So just give it a curly braces but we don't actually need to do anything with it at the moment.
Okay.
And then we'll do another one called get query. So the same way, just called get query instead of get query args. For now, we can, just call it get query. I'll explain this in a minute. Then we have get items, and then a last one called should execute. So public function should underscore execute. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So, and Garrett, I don't think the get items is actually static now that I'm looking at it. Sorry, that could have been part of the issue. So just make it public function. Okay, let's try this again. Click play button again. Let me see if this is doing anything. Okay, cool. All right.
Yes.
Whew. Okay. All right. Cool. So now what these four methods do, they allow you to modify like how we're going to interact with the data source. So whether it's a WordPress database or like maybe you even want to fetch a external REST API or something like that. So this a WPGraphQL connection scaffolds things like arguments. Like if you go over to dogs in WP or in graphical on your left side, and like add parentheses after the word dogs.
Wait, where did my? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you could just put parentheses, and then you could say like first, like the word first colon like 1, for example, and then click play. This isn't going to do anything yet.
Yeah, I only have one. So
yeah, but if you go into get query args, that method is set up to allow us to modify like arguments if you wanted to register custom arguments. So that's why that exists. Get query is what we'll probably end up using like to write a method to go actually get the items we want. Like right now, our get items method is just like returning a hard-coded array. But in most cases, you're going to be dealing with a dynamic data set of some sort, like something stored in SQL in most cases.
Yeah.
So this get query method, if you want to just for fun, take everything we're returning in get items and just put it under get query. So just cut that, paste it, and get rid of it out of
here.
Yeah. Because it should, if I'm not mistaken, this should work the exact same, I think. Oh, no, screwed it up. Let's see, hold on. Get items. We might have to pass. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to document this a lot better for myself even. Get query, gets the items. Hold on 1 second. Oh, okay. So under get items, say return this, so $ this, and then forward, like the single forward arrow. with yes, yeah, that, and then do query. Okay, cool, and then do a semicolon, I believe, or just a semicolon, because
Hang on
it's
one sec. There's like
yeah,
a
no worries.
very loud noise outside. Great. The water department set up shop outside.
Oh, nice.
They're like sucking something out of the ground.
So just put a semicolon right there,
Okay.
and then click save that and click play again over on the left side in GraphQL. Cool. Okay. So what happens? The abstract connection resolver, it'll execute get query, which like we could convert this to like an actual WP query call,
Mm-hmm.
and then WP query we'd need to pass arguments to. So this get query args would allow us to modify or do something with input we're receiving. Like in our case, we're receiving input called first one. But you could register additional arguments like to filter by breed Shih Tzu or something like that. So it's kind of like the sky's the limit. So get query args is like a centralized way of the connection resolver figuring out what arguments you want to pass to the query. Then get query is how you define like how you actually want to get the data, whether it's a WP query or a WP user query, or even a function like get on queued assets or whatever. Like whatever you were
It could
going to do
even
to
be
get.
like external too. Like if you
It could
use
be.
yeah, I mean any PHP function you could write in there, I guess.
Exactly. You could do like, yeah, you could do a WP remote request to fetch a REST API or whatever.
Yeah.
So that function is basically like getting the data. The get items is a way to normalize that data because, like, let's say in your case, or like your example, if we wanted to fetch a REST API
Mm-hmm.
in the get query method, it's going to return with like headers, a body, all sorts of stuff. So the get items would be able to take from the response of the query what do we actually want to refer to as the items. In this case, we just hard coded get query to return an array.
Mm-hmm.
So the items are the same as the response of the query. But if we did something like WP query, the items are actually returned under posts, right?
Yeah.
Because you would do WP query and it returns other stuff, and then it returns the post as a list of items. So that's
You'd have to
that's
return the lit. You'd have to like write it in a way that it returns that
yeah.
array.
Yeah. And then this should execute method is a way like there's certain data sets that are not like that may be private, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know ahead of time that like revisions, for example, you have to be authenticated to see revisions.
Yeah.
So the should execute, we could just return false here and or put a condition around it like does user have current user can whatever
Is
edit
admin or
posts.
like check
Yeah.
their capabilities or something.
Yeah, so you could do something like that, and then the should execute will prevent the SQL query from ever running if you know the user shouldn't even get it.
Yeah.
Like, so they could ask for it, but like GraphQL doesn't make any promises that you're going to get something back. It just
We'll
says,
just say null or be
yeah,
empty
exactly.
or something.
So just put like a return false in there, and then press the play button again, save it and press play, and you should get nothing, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now return true, and it should execute again. So this is a way like where you can add your own custom logic per connection on like who has permission to see this, or whatever conditions might be. Like who knows? Like if you have this like deeply nested architecture, at certain point it could overload your servers, and you might just want to say, hey, if they're 7 levels deep, we shouldn't execute connections anymore, or something like
Or
whatever
even if
your
it
whatever your
create
logic
like
is.
your own custom time on the amount of time it can take for that query or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's business logic though. So
Yep. So that's what that purpose is for, though. It's like you can make decisions on like whether I should even execute this or not.
okay.
So yeah, cool. I'm glad we got to this point. I wish I would have had this more prepared before, but we got here.
No,
Um,
I like the trial and error. It like gave me a little more like insight into the other pieces.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead just so we can see what's happening on line 56 on the other file, like the commented out code. Let's just uncomment that real quick, and then just click the play button again. So this will just send an individual node back up.
Oh,
So
cool.
so this resolve node function,
Hmm.
in some parts of the database or in some parts of the code base, um, we make use of this method called data loader. So on first pass, we basically just query for a list of IDs, and then we wait until we have all the IDs we need, and then we make one bulk request to get all the objects. So like if you queried like two times, like in graphical, you could query for dogs multiple times in a single request, right? You could
Yeah.
query for the first 5 dogs that are Shih Tzu and the first 5 dogs that are Golden Retriever or whatever.
Hmm.
So what WP GraphQL is going to do behind the scenes is say, okay, you asked for 10 dogs, so I'm going to ask for those 10 dogs IDs, and I'm going to wait a minute, and then I see that you asked for more dogs, so I'm going to ask for those 10 dogs IDs and add them to the list. So now we have 20 dogs that we need to load, and
Uh-huh.
then it'll wait until we have all the IDs we need, and then it'll follow up with a batch request to get all of them,
Hmm.
and then it'll pass that ID to this resolve node function, and then we can say, here's how I want this ID to become an object. Um, so in our case, we're returning a hard-coded array of breed, name, and age, but in some cases, it'll just pass an ID, and we have to tell it like, here's how this ID should return an object. So get post or
Gotcha.
whatever. In our
Yeah,
case, we
like
don't need
it,
it in
it
this
seems to
particular example.
not be like faster, but it seems to reduce errors, which ultimately like makes it faster and
Yeah.
like more predictable, I guess.
Yeah, predictability is a big part of GraphQL.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in many cases, it is actually faster too. At least the implementation
Well,
compared to
if you can avoid like any sort of errors because you're fetching data that exists and then you're
yeah,
passing it back to itself again to get the other information, then you know that that reduction in like
yeah,
error friction ultimately makes it faster.
yeah. Cool. So you can comment back out resolve node. I just kind of wanted to point out like what that is doing and how you
Cool.
can use that WP send JSON with graphical like as like a debug tool kind of.
Yeah, that's helpful to know. I didn't know that was something that you could do.
Um, so yeah, so let's now convert this to what you're actually trying to do. So now we have dogs, but you don't actually care about dogs. You care about getting on queued assets.
Hang on one sec. Audio. I dropped my audio. Um, Hello?
Oh, can you hear me? Can you
Hello?
hear me? I can hear you.
Jason, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Dan, I can hear you. Can you hear us? Oh, maybe not.
Hello?
I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, for some reason my regular audio is not working.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so let's go convert this to what you actually need like to get on queued assets. So let me look at that example you sent me again. Because the ultimate goal here is to get a list of on queued scripts, basically, right? Uh, cool. So what? Yeah. So it looks like we want to get a list of on queued scripts, which would have, it looks like, an ID, a handle, and a source. So what is the function that you use to get an array of these on queued scripts currently?
I think it's just that the like native WordPress one just
Cool.
to Let me see. I'm going to try and find that again.
Yeah.
On Quayway. Just GitHub. Sorry, I'm going to like reference my own GitHub gist that I sent you.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so the one, I guess we could just use this one example. It would be,
Yeah, cool.
it's just the WP style. So WP styles just returns like a really large array of all the registered styles. And the particular styles that I'm looking for, like I can, if I get this example working, I can modify that for other like use cases. But this one in particular gives me the like source URLs to the Gutenberg block library.
Yeah.
And like just the CSS library portion of it.
Cool.
And while that's the only one I need, I figure if I'm going to write a query that returns an array of enqueued styles, like having all of them in one is fine. I could just filter out the ones that I need.
Cool. So let's all right. So first thing, yeah, just comment that out. You can leave it there for reference or whatever.
Okay.
So let's go back on the first file, like where you have the dog type registered.
Okay.
Over on the left, yeah. So because we don't actually care about dog, right? We don't need to have, unless you want to leave this for your own reference, like what we want to type for, like what, on-queued asset or on-queued.
I was using like, is this case sensitive? Like this is a human readable, right?
Yeah, it'll end up being camel case in the, yeah, it's kind of best practice in GraphQL land. A type name should be camel case and field name should be like, or whatever, like lowercase first.
Lowercase,
camel snake, is that snake case then or something? I can't remember.
I don't know.
So the fields, so then we got to define the fields. I think in your example you said we'd have ID, and then what was it? I can't remember. Let's see.
Actually,
ID,
we only need
handle,
really
and source.
two. We need handle and source.
And we will need ID too for like any. It's best practice. Like any resource should have an ID for like caching sake.
Okay.
Like if you use something like Apollo Client at all to build like a UI or something, you'll want to cache this. So
okay,
we'll want an ID, a unique ID of some sort, even if it ends up being just the handle still. We just need something unique. Cool. So handle will be a string. ID. Let's just change ID instead of integer to be type ID. So just capital I, capital D is, yeah. And then if you want, you can update the descriptions right now, or we can leave it and you can follow that up later. On-queued styles, man's best friend. Just kidding.
Yep.
Gutenberg's best friend.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, give me one second.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Fine.
Okay, so yeah, so you got that all set up. Cool. So now register GraphQL connection. So it's going to be root query to onqueued. Let's change the object type to onqueued style. Just do it singular because that's just a preference, I guess. Yeah. Do it onqueued style instead of styles.
Okay.
Because it's like each
we're going to
object
return a
is
single
a single
style.
thing. Yeah. Well, we're going to return a connection of styles, but yeah. Anyway, that's just a preference. And then so the to type would be onqueued style.
Okay.
And then the from field name would be on-queued styles or whatever you want. And that one will probably be like lowercase first. So that's just kind of the best
It's
practice.
just called styles.
You could call it styles, sure. So then, and then let's change dog connection resolver to like style connection resolver or whatever you want to call it.
There we go.
And then let's actually change the file name that we require above too. So we'll do class style connection and then go actually change it in the file system. And then over here on the actual class file.
Oh, no.
So on the right side, style connection resolver. Cool. I think that should be good. And then, so what you could do right now is just, instead of returning breed, that hard-coded array, we just return WP styles directly, right? Because that'll be an array, I believe, that should have a handle and a source already. Let's just see if this works. Oh, yeah, dogs isn't going to work anymore. Like, do a hard refresh on graphical.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was querying something that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, so we should get errors in the schema saying dogs is no longer valid. So you could just change that to
There we go. We got
styles. Yep.
Oh man, this is super cool. I'm like really excited about this right
Okay,
now.
so something's not quite working. All right, so let's take a look. Let's do that WP JSON, WP send JSON right here. So on line 14, where you just were on the, not here.
Oh, wait,
Sorry. Over in the class where we're returning WP styles.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it there, right above that. On like, yeah, right here. Do WP _ send _ JSON WP styles. Let's just see what we have at this point. Okay, cool. So it's got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it's got quite a few. So I think it's nested under registered.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. That's what we missed. Sorry.
Yep.
Cool. So that's a good way to debug though. Like, and I do it a lot.
Yeah,
So cool. Now you should be able to play. Oh, unlike something. Do that again. WP send JSON and then WP styles registered. Let's just look at that without the other stuff.
Right.
Yeah, let's try that. Okay, so it has handle source. Okay, so it doesn't have a field called ID, which is, let's
we could use the handle as the ID.
Yeah, so to do that, yep, on line where we define the ID under description, give it resolve. So just hit enter, yeah, and then resolve, and then the arrow, and then this will be equal to function. Yeah, it's actually, we got to do function.
Oh wait,
like
sorry.
Yeah. And then so this will get past like the thing, like object. So give it a, oh, interesting. Let's see. These handle source. Yeah, so give it an argument to be passed. So this will just be like style, like inside the parentheses. And then have it return. So this is an array. So return style. So $ style, and then like square brackets, and then inside that single quote handle, and then semicolon after. So this will just like now alias the handle as the ID basically. Okay. We can do this other ways, but okay. So we're still debugging. We're still doing the WP send JSON. Oh, and then let's see. So that should be. Oh, hold on. Go back to WP send JSON. It looks like it's an object, not an array. So that, yeah, this is a JSON object, not an array. So we're gonna have to convert this to an array. Hold on. I wonder if you can ask for WP styles as an array when you ask for it. Otherwise, we're gonna have to just write a quick function that
Can you do
converts
it
this
as
to.
like? Oh shit. So let me go.
Oh, you might just be able to cast it as an array. Yeah. Yeah, try that. Give it a semicolon.
Wait, is that the right way to write that?
Add the array after the equal sign before
Okay.
WP styles. Yeah. And then semicolon and then, yeah, WP send JSON styles. Let's try that. Yeah, that might work. That still looks like it's coming as an object, right? At the moment, we care about the WP send JSON, though. Yeah, it's still coming as an object. Hold on.
Or I don't know, it feels kind of hacky, but oh no, that didn't do anything.
I don't know. It's let's see. Yeah, we need to just convert that to an array. Yeah, it should that should work, I think. Get rid of that array declaration on line 14 and put it inside the WP send JSON right before we call styles. So do WP JSON and then, yeah, array styles. Let me see if that does anything. It's still an object, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's see. Do we need a oh, is it straight up like JSON or something? Do we need like JSON decoded or something?
Oh, you know what? It is a. No, I think it returns as a WP object.
Okay. Okay, instead of WP send JSON, do me a favor, change it to just var dump real quick, and then put a die statement after it. I want to see. And then go open in where GraphQL is in that same window. You're gonna get an error, so that's fine. So open up DevTools real quick. So leave this screen open, but yeah, and then go to the network tab on like the somewhere in the middle. You got Elements Console Performance Network. So now click the play button again with this open. The in GraphQL, yeah, and then inspect that post request here.
This one?
Yep, click on that, and then on that right side, expand that and go to response. It's like it's the third option. So you got headers, preview, response. Oh, so it is an array now. Wait. Oh, it's an array. Interesting. Okay, maybe that array. Oh, this is weird. Interesting. This should be working then. Do return styles again. Like get rid of the var dump, leave the styles, and then return styles. And then over where we did the ID resolver, let's do that same like var dump thing with what we're getting past here. I just want to see what's coming through here.
Style handle.
Yeah, just do style and then do die. Oh no, just do style,
we'll
just do
all
regular
of it.
style.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to just see what's getting passed at this level. We should be getting something. Nope, something doesn't like. It's not getting that far for some reason. Okay, go up to the get items method on the other side, on the other file. Do it here. Let me see what. I mean,
you want me to remove it on this other?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And I'm gonna do it var dump.
And then just this
query.
Yeah, and then see. It should still be. It should be the exact same thing we were seeing, but. So then check out the response. So it's an array. Yeah, this doesn't make sense to me.
Do I need to encode it as JSON?
No, we shouldn't. The array should get passed. Wait, but hold on. It's like something's funky though, because it says array, but it's like, look at it. Like the first thing is curly brace, which means it's an object, not an array. So I don't understand. Let me. Yeah, I don't know what's happening there. Basically, we need that as an array, though. It like makes it seem like it's an array, but it doesn't seem like it actually is an array. Hold on. Here, let me. So we're doing. So we're doing WP styles. Hold on, I'm gonna do some messing around locally real quick just for a second.
Okay.
Oh shoot, I have my local WordPress running. I'm gonna have to hop in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't wanna keep you. So
cool. But
we
yeah, basically if we can figure out just a way to get that into a proper array, then it should be working again. Because like each of the so GraphQL is smart enough, or you should be smart enough. If you pass an array of objects or an array of arrays, it'll then the resolvers for the fields like handle, source, and ID will either use the array key or the object property. So
Okay.
it should be smart enough to resolve right now if we pass it a proper array. Do me a favor. So let's just hard code it for the moment. So in that get query, let's return just a hard coded array real quick, just so we can make sure this is actually working. So let's do return like we were doing with dogs. Because if we can end up getting it to this shape, so it'll be an array of arrays, or yeah. So
it would be like, I guess I'm just like going off what I see.
Yeah, that's
here.
fine. And then
that would be colors. So that'd be another array.
And then like ID, handle, source, or just actually do handle and source because it doesn't have an ID. We added that ourselves. Colors.
Yeah.
And then source, just whatever, just some string, some path. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
And then semicolon after return. So let's try this. Let's just now click the play. Let's see if this is working. Okay, cool.
So it is converting it.
Yeah, so that's all working as expected. So something with WP styles isn't, maybe it, I don't know, maybe it is a JSON encoding thing or something. I don't know.
If there's a duplicate ID, would that throw it an error, like a name clash?
Well, I think that would be probably resolved at the WordPress level, right? Can you register a same style with the same name? Like,
I don't know. I was just kind of curious because we were modifying something that was existing.
We got the solution right in front of us, actually. So the commented out code over on the other file, line 26 through 29, copy that up above our return statement that we just wrote and put it up above return. Yeah, so uncomment it. And then right above it on line 17, just create a variable called like styles or whatever, like $styles equals array, equals or square brackets or whatever, either one. And then instead of echo, do style. So $. I guess maybe change it on line 18 to styles real quick. That might be better. Styles, yeah. So instead of echo on line 21, do styles. So we're going to loop through each registered style and do styles square bracket, do square bracket equals, say equals array, or square brackets again.
Okay.
And then hit enter and say inside of that, we'll say handle. So key handle, or sorry, as a string, like single quotes handle, and then forward arrow, and then style forward arrow handle, whatever. Yeah, style single forward arrow, because it's a property of the style that we're looping through over.
Okay.
Like you see how on the next line how we have style source.
Oh yeah.
We want to do style
right.
style handle, and then just handle, and then comma, and then source src is equal to style source. So what this is going to do, it's going to loop over the registered styles, and then create a new array for us called styles. And then instead of returning a hard-coded array, we can return styles on line 27. There we go. Try that now. Save that, click play. We should be good. Boom.
Oh, what glory day.
There we go.
That's
cool. And then you could potentially add arguments to the connection, like if you want to only filter styles registered to the home page or to whatever, right? And then And then you could use PHP or however you figure it out, like probably however core is figuring it out based on context too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could pass arguments to the connection, and then, you know, whatever, strip out results that don't make sense for what the user's asking. So,
Well, this is amazing. I'm like actually really kind of giddy about this. It's exactly what I was thinking of how I wanted it to work.
cool.
I will say that I cannot imagine myself getting here without your help. So I thank you very much.
Cool. Yeah, I'm glad it's working. I clearly need to make the docs better for this topic, so I'll work on that.
Yeah, I mean the docs. I think the documentation can always be improved, even for like the best products with the best docs.
Sure.
But this as like a good example, a working example, because I'm gonna actually use this in a project.
Yeah,
and
that
I'll
sounds
just
fun.
open source it, and like you can. I think as a reference, like it would be helpful to other people as well, because we're
Yeah.
querying data that's not available in WPGraphQL,
Yep.
you know, out of the box.
Yeah. At least for now, if this works well enough, with who knows, maybe we'll merge it to core.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it is coming from It is a part of WordPress core.
Yeah.
So it seems like it would be an appropriate route.
Yeah. Having a real use case, that's honestly been one of the hardest things, is like having like a actual use case for some things to like weed out like what's actually necessary and what is not necessary.
Yeah.
Because it's tough, like turning WordPress, the entire application, into like a graph API is like, what should I actually support and what should I not worry about supporting and let people filter in themselves.
Yeah.
But like if you're building an actual project that consumes it, then you start weeding out like, okay, this is actually what I actually need.
Yeah, this is applicable. It has like a practical use.
Yeah.
So yeah, the markup of Gutenberg, and even like some of the other like atomic blocks or other Gutenberg block add-ons are easy to do, and like I can get the markup using GraphQL, but the styles aren't there. And if you're building a plugin in a way that you're enqueuing styles in like the proper way that WordPress wants you to, then I can just say like, all right, I'm using this markup, I need this style, and I can build that into my Gatsby project or whatever other application.
What's interesting about that is now, because like one of the problems like Gatsby, you're using Gatsby, right? So like what Gatsby's build system tries to do, right, is like, especially with CSS and JS tools, like it can now, like each page can have only the bare styles you actually need, right? We're going to end up having to probably on-queue all styles for all possible blocks. And then if you never use the block, your Gatsby style is still
it'll still have it.
Yeah. So, but I mean, that's WordPress today, but Gatsby's like trying to solve some of those pain points of like, well, if you don't actually use these styles in your site, we shouldn't load them. And this approach won't take benefit of that, but maybe one day we can figure that out, or like go a step further.
Yeah, and I'll probably just pull in the styles that I need for certain, like I know I need them on posts, I need them on some pages. So like I'll just write the queries to pull the styles I need in those particular use cases. But we'll see. I'm gonna work on this, and I'll share with you what I build.
It sounds fun, because Gutenberg and Gatsby is like it's an interesting topic still. Like, what's the best way to do it? And I don't have the answers yet. So
this could be a Band-Aid.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
All right. Well, thanks, Jason, for all your help.
Yep. See ya.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.